Group 1 is becoming very simple when it comes to semi-final qualification in the T20 World Cup. New Zealand's victory against Ireland has all but ensured them of the semis. Remember, if Afghanistan had batted first, New Zealand would have sealed qualification. Australia face a massive task. If they have to overhaul New Zealand's net run rate, they have to win by 185 plus runs. Looking at the current situation, absolutely not happening. But in Group 2, we are all wanting to see whether it can be an India versus Pakistan final. We are hoping that India and Pakistan both qualify from Group 2 to the semi-finals. But will it be possible? In this, I explore the permutations and combinations as to what India and Pakistan need to do in order to qualify for the semi-finals. There is only one team that stands between them, that is another green team. So this is the points table when it comes to Group 2 in the qualifying scenarios when it comes to semi-finals. India are sitting pretty with 6 points with 0.730. But when I say they are sitting pretty, they are actually not yet sealed qualification for the semi-finals. South Africa, their loss in that game against Pakistan has ensured that they are now on the back foot and they are potentially not topping the group. Pakistan are staging a resurgence. Bangladesh are still in it, although their chances, because of their net run rate of minus 1.276, has taken a big hit. Now, why is India not yet sealed their qualification? It is because of our neighbors Pakistan. So, Group 2 becomes intense and the first time since 2007. What has happened since 2007? Every team that had to qualify for the semi-finals, they have suffered a loss. Every single team that is now going to go into the semi-finals, they have suffered a loss for the very first time in their career. One loss for India, Pakistan and Bangladesh will spell curtains in their T20 World Cup campaign. I can even add South Africa in this, but that 1 point that South Africa has got, and because of the last league game that they're going to play, that could probably help them. So what are India's fixtures? The last fixture for India is on November 6th against Zimbabwe at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And luckily for that day, the weather is clear. There are no chances of rain. Even a passing shower will not impact. Even drizzle will not impact this match. So whether the worst has been done for Melbourne, it's now clear. But what does India have to do? It's a simple win in combination. You win against Zimbabwe, you are into the semi-finals and you will end as the table topper. So, India has to win against Zimbabwe, they will automatically enter the semi-finals and they'll finish on top of the group. But if they lose to Zimbabwe and Pakistan win, South Africa also beats the Netherlands, then India are out of the tournament. Because Pakistan's net run rate is now plus 1.117. Yes, the margins are very thin. India are 0.730, and if Pakistan beat Bangladesh, then they are out of the tournament. India are out of the tournament if South Africa beats the Netherlands. And remember, November 6th is the last triple header and the first game at 5:30 AM IST is South Africa versus Netherlands. But however, they can still qualify on 6 points. How? Assume that South Africa will beat the Netherlands. They are through to the semi-finals with 7. But if Bangladesh beat Pakistan and by a slim margin, then India will still go through because of a better net run rate. Pakistan will be eliminated. As I had said, one loss, they are out. They defeated the Netherlands, they defeated the South Africa. They will now be favorites to beat Bangladesh. But India will have to avoid a slip up against Zimbabwe. So simple, Zimbabwe they win. If they win against Zimbabwe, India are through to the semi-finals, they'll be table toppers. But if they lose and Pakistan beats Bangladesh and South Africa beats the Netherlands, then India are out of the tournament. Pakistan, 2 wins, 2 very strong wins against the Netherlands and South Africa has seen them in a good position now. Versus Bangladesh on November 6th in Adelaide, they'll play the second game that day. So what does Pakistan need to do to enter the semi-finals? Simple, beat Bangladesh. Hope, Netherlands pull off the major surprise and beat South Africa. Why is that? Because if the Netherlands beat South Africa remain on 5 points and their path becomes easier. One loss and they are out. Simple. If Bangladesh beats Pakistan, they are out. But Pakistan can still qualify and they can actually top the group. How? If India lose to Zimbabwe and no rain in both India versus Zim and RSA versus net games, if Netherlands beats South Africa and India loses to Zimbabwe, then Pakistan can actually top the group because they have a better net run rate. In that case, if Pakistan win, India lose and Netherlands beats South Africa, then India and Pakistan can have a very special qualification. South Africa. Trust them to lose momentum at a very wrong time in the T20 World Cup. Rain, DLS, Sydney, 3 horror shows all combined and they lost to Pakistan by 33 runs. So the net run rate before the Pakistan game was plus 2.4. It has now dipped to plus 1.4. Their net run rate is still better. So South Africa, their last league game, the first game that they'll play on November 6th is against the Netherlands in Adelaide. What they have to do? Simple. They win against the Netherlands, they are through to the semi-finals. They'll probably be number 2 on the table because if India beats Zimbabwe, they'll be number 1. Simple. If they lose to the Netherlands, South Africa are out. Because either of Bangladesh or Pakistan will get to 6 points. India are anyway on 6 points. So if the South Africans lose to the men in orange, they are out. Bangladesh, their predicament now is actually much tougher because of their net run rate of minus 1.276. They play Pakistan. What must they do? They have to ensure that they beat Pakistan and hope India loses by a massive margin to Zimbabwe. Simple. But because their net run rate is so poor, they are only mathematically in with a chance. Now, how can both India and Pakistan qualify from this group? 1 and 2. India must beat Zimbabwe. They'll be at number 8. So, 8 points, they will be top of the group. Pakistan, if Pakistan beats Bangladesh and South Africa loses to the Netherlands, then Pakistan finishes second. In that group, probably you'll play New Zealand and England, probably at this point in time. So India will take on England, Pakistan could potentially take on New Zealand. If Pakistan beats New Zealand, India beats England, you can still bet your hopes on an India versus Pakistan final in the 2022 T20 World Cup. That's how the probability can be. Because look, Pakistan's fate is in their own hands, but they depend on certain results in 1 or 2 ways. India's fate is in their own hands. So, India versus Pakistan may be a long shot when it comes to final, but it is very, very much possible if all these 3 results happen and the semi-finals, they win. So, simple, India must beat Zimbabwe, they'll top the group, they'll finish 1. South Africa must lose to the Netherlands and they are out of the competition. Pakistan will then qualify if they beat Bangladesh. So, the only team that is standing in that dream matchup for the final is South Africa. But you would have to practically realize that Netherlands beating South Africa is a tall task, but it is not surprising. Netherlands have beaten a T20 World Cup champion side and that was England in 2014. They had earlier defeated them in 2009. So, beating a big team for the Netherlands might not be a big task. They did dump Zimbabwe out of the qualifying stages though. So, that is, one hopes that South Africa can get the better of the Netherlands. So, Group 2, we will all know our semi-finalists on the last day of the league stages. If South Africa win, they enter the semi-finals. If India win, they enter the semi-finals. The Pakistan-Bangladesh game will have then no consequences. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates from sports today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And don't forget to tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live. Thank you.